Hello, this is Andy from CVG and I'm here with Ian Wilson.
Hello.
And we are going to show you through each of the character classes in Mass Effect 3.
Okay, so first up we've got the soldier class, very heavily focused on combat, the soldier. They've got a high weapon carry capacity, so they can take a lot of different weapons without losing your power, speed, recharge. The best power of the soldier is the adrenaline rush. Slows down time, and it means you can sort of line up some good headshots, and while you're in the slow down time, weapons do increase damage as well, so you can sort of pull off a few headshots, get back into cover and wait for the power to recharge.
This is the Infiltrator, who's a bit like a rogue in an MMO. They can use Tactical Cloak to get behind enemies who are entrenched in cover, and then use Shepard's new melee attack thing to go for a super increased damage melee attack. They use a lot of tech powers as well, so they can use disruptor ammo, and they can use sabotage to turn synthetics like the Geth against other enemies. They've got sticky grenades as well, which the use for them is obvious. You can stick them onto cover, scenery and enemies themselves.
Okay, so the third class available is the Vanguard class, described as being a high risk, high reward strategy for this class. You can use the power called the Biotic Charge, which basically wraps you in a shield and fires you into the enemies. When you hit them, it causes a big explosion, and it also means that you're sort of pulled into the group of enemies, and you can quickly fire off a few melee attacks and get some extra damage in there. They've also got the pull power, which you can use to lift enemies up into the air. That means that they can't shoot back while they're being sort of levitated, and it also means that they're open for you and your squad mates to have a few shots of them.
This is the Sentinel, which is a good balance of different abilities. They're good with weapons, they can use tech powers and biotic powers, but most important of all, they've got tech armor, which is, you can see wrapped around Shepard's armor here. It's like an extra layer of health basically, so you've got your health, your regular shields and your tech armor. It's also good that if you get stuck in a crowd of enemies, so you go in for a melee attack and you get swarmed by them, you can detonate the armor and it will stun them, giving you a chance to roll away to safety. Sentinel can use Overload, and once that's leveled up you can kill Geth in one hit, so it's very useful against mechanical enemies. And Throw, if you upgrade that, you can throw 2 blasts of energy and knock enemies off their feet and into walls to sort of do extra damage.
Okay, here we have the Adept class, which is my personal favourite, because they are a master of the biotic skills, and you can fire off Singularity attack, which levitates your enemies in a Mass Effect field. Once they're being levitated there, you can then hit them with either a warp attack or a throw attack, which combines with the Mass Effect field to cause a combo explosion. This causes a lot of damage to any of the enemies that are held in the field, and also any that are in the blast radius as well, so you can do some real damage with that combination of attacks.
This is the Engineer, who is a tech specialist. He can call up these combat drone things that will draw away enemy fire, so they kind of take the aggro for you, letting you flank more effectively. You can use turrets, and they also have Overload, which is good against synthetic enemies. Much like the Sentinel, you can kill Geth and enemies like that in like one hit if you really upgrade it. They've got Cryo Blast as well, much like the Sentinel. So they've got a lot of the strengths of the Sentinel, but without the tech armor. And it's only really if you're really playing tactically that you can make good use of those combat drones.